Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator. And in this video, we're going to talk about something that Mike Adams over there at Brighteon and Natural News did. He went out and looked into crickets in a lab under the microscope. And he did a Health Ranger report segment on it. He was on InfoWars. Bug parts flood U.S. food supply. And he did an interview down here with Alex Jones. And, they're pushing these bugs, and crickets because it's protein. And this right here is a picture that Mike took inside of products that sell crickets. And this is basically the head of the cricket. Here's, the mouth, the eyes. Now, this is allegedly ground up, but it's ground up to the point that the whole top of the cricket is intact. So Mike went out and he bought some things that were available on Amazon. Right now, various forms of crickets, cricket cheesy ranch snacks, cricket powder, and cricket protein powder are sold on Amazon.com and labeled for human consumption. They purchased 3 brands of crickets for human consumption: Cricket Bites, Inotomo, and Buds, plus 1 brand labeled for consumption by reptiles. And here's a closer look at the brands they purchased in the video and the microscopic setup they use at their science lab. So this is what they bought here. You can go buy them on Amazon yourself. And what they did was they took photographs at magnifications from 50 times to 300 times. And we're going to look at some pictures from the ENTOMO and Tomo Farms cricket protein powder, which is labeled as the plant's most sustainable superfood. Okay, many cricket products are also labeled dairy-free, non-GMO, paleo-friendly, and gluten-free. It says that none of them are labeled chitin-free. However, since they are loaded with chitin, part of the exoskeletons of crickets and bugs. So they can't be loaded with that. And they say that consuming chitin carries its own risk for humans and dogs, but they're not going to cover it in this article. They talked about it a little in this interview here with Alex Jones. It's definitely, this chitin is not compatible with humans. Okay, so here we have some cricket protein powder. And notice how this cricket protein powder contains all the parts of the crickets: the legs, the hair, segments of eyes, excretion organs, wings, and more. So all of these little bits here, they magnify this more, so you see it more. This is just pieces of cricket. So, it's ground down to the part that they break the cricket apart, but the cricket, in a lot of respects, is just intact. You could almost be like, in museums when they put the dinosaur skeletons back together. You can put this back together. That's just cricket parts right there. And they say next we feature photos from Fluke's freeze-dried crickets, which are labeled for human consumption by reptiles. Okay, however, these appear to be the same crickets used in human consumption formulas sold under other brands. And when we take a look at here, now Mike pointed this out, that right there is an eye. Okay, that right there, you are just eating the whole eye. Here's a ton of cricket hairs and more hairs there. And more hairs and parts, and yeah, just pretty ugly. Yeah, I don't think anybody, putting a picture of that on your fork would really want to put that into your mouth. Here is the picture pretty much of the whole top of the cricket pretty much intact. Okay. Here's another. This is a big chunk of cricket here. Down here, it says the part of the cricket that opens and closes the rear end of the crickets to dispose fecal matter is called the dorsal valve, and you also might call it the poop chute claw. That's what Mike calls it, because it claws shut after the cricket poops. And right here, that is the poop chute claw. And here's the poop chute. So, these crickets aren't cleaned out before they're eaten. So you're eating this, including everything that is in the cricket's poop chute, if you eat these cricket products. Yeah, that just looks so tasty. That you would want to put that on your fork and just digest it. That just another big piece of cricket. Right here, Mike says this is the leg sockets. And then they, under the microscope, they put cricket bites, cheesy ranch crickets for human consumption. So right here, that's the packaging that they come in, 6 grams of protein. So, and it says, here's what the cheesy ranch crickets look like up close. So it looks like maybe they have, some ranch sprinkled on the outside of them. That's, tasty, I guess, depending upon what circles you run in. But this is just more crickets that they're trying to shove down your throat and tell you to eat. I mean, that's an eye, that's the cricket head right there. Delicious eyeballs, fully intact. Here's another picture of the eyes fully intact. And yeah, this is just nothing. I don't know about you, but it's nothing that appeals to me. Here's Bud's cricket power, and here you go, 100% pure cricket power. Okay. Here's what the cricket power looks like up close. Just more cricket pieces, more hairs, legs, just pieces of the cricket all throughout it. All throughout it, pieces of the cricket, just all throughout it. When you put this under a microscope of 50 to 300 times magnified, it's this is what they want to feed you. They don't want you eating beef. They want you eating this. And it says here, yummy hair-like fibers are included at no extra charge. Well, you're paying for the cricket, you might as well get all of it.
What is it?
Okay, so Alex and Mike continue here.
Alex, the mRNA technology, and we've already seen talk about mRNA going into the animals, the cows and the hogs and the chickens. They can put mRNA technology or what's called RNA interference technology into the cricket feed. So they can technically turn these crickets, I'm not saying they're doing it right now,
Into an mRNA poison.
They can turn it into a bioweapons vector. That is possible. I'm not making that claim about these products right now, just to be clear, but that is a possible vector that could be used.
But Yuval Noah Harari says we're going to hit you through the food.
Yes. And food scarcity. So as they're taking away meat and they're shutting down meat production, think about the Netherlands, right? They're shutting down thousands of farms there by saying that nitrogen is bad. But these cricket growers, they say, well, crickets don't use much water. It only uses 1/2000th of the water of a cow. Well, folks, the cow is only borrowing the water. Cows urinate it right back.
Oh, it's
out.
all a lie. It's part of the atmosphere.
Okay, so, they're making the point about what they can inject into these crickets, and then you're going to end up consuming the crickets, so you end up consuming the injection. And yeah, as I say here, this does not look like the tastiest thing that I would want to put on my plate, but this is what they're shoving down your throat. While they're telling you you can't have beef, well, they're somehow all of these food processing plants and chicken hatcheries, they're all we all know the fires and the accidents and everything that's happening, so they're taking away the food production, and this is what they want to leave you with, and this is what they will leave us with if people don't stand up against it. So Mike is out here doing some good work, showing you what they're really putting on your plate, and you decide if this is what you want to put on your plate. Stay tuned, people.